The disconnect that exists is a legacy of colonial economic model, which conditioned our economies to export raw materials to the north and import manufactured goods, tying our economic fortunes to the vagaries of the global commodity markets. As a result, trade has concentrated in a few narrow set of lines, tariff lines, unprocessed goods, undermining value addition and industrial development in our two regions. This can no longer sustain. Yes, several obstacles continue to hold us back, including limited air and maritime connectivity, very high bilateral tariffs on processed goods, divergent custom procedures and regulatory systems that inhibit a closer market integration. More importantly, we are now actively working to overcome these obstacles and to build a robust transatlantic economic corridor that links our regions more meaningfully. The value proposition we present is a $3.4 trillion United States dollar market with a combined population of 1.4 billion people as an anchor for our two regions on trade and investment. And in this regard, I hope that when our leaders, that is to say, Caribbean and African Union leaders, convene in Addis Ababa next month, that this matter of trade and investment will be at the fore of their agenda. The AfCFTA provides a continental market of scale, underpinned by rules, investment, and industrial development. This anchor is a very important launchpad for future trade and investment relations. Looking ahead, the potential for deeper cooperation is considerable. Key sectors for growth include agro-processing, healthcare, tourism, energy, and other sectors. At its very core, Africa-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2025 is a strategic extension of the AfCFTA and what we seek to achieve under the leadership of the Assembly of Heads of States and Government of the African Union. Working together, we can move beyond outdated colonial economic models and build a more equitable and resilient global Africa and an economic bloc that will support that vision. In this uncertain world, deeper Africa-Caribbean economic cooperation is no longer an option. It is a requirement for us to be able to navigate the challenges that I set out at the onset. In this last edition, under Professor Orama's leadership, we want to surpass the $4 billion of investment that we concluded at the last event. Our partnership must be anchored in the commitment to eliminate barriers to inter-regional investment, eliminate barriers to inter-regional trade, movement of persons, in order for us to see the fruition of a truly commercially meaningful partnership. I want to end where I started, and that is the observation that our two regions must no longer not continue to rely on others to have and to forge a mutually beneficial trade and investment relationship. We must no longer rely on others to provide a platform for us Africans to enter into a dialogue about mutually advancing our benefits.
This year's forum is significant to me personally, as it marks the last time I will be addressing you on this platform as president of Afreximbank. It therefore affords me the opportunity to review the progress we've made since we collectively decided to turn the iniquities of the Middle Passage into a shared engine of prosperity built by us and for us. In October 2021, when I visited our dear sister, Honorable Prime Minister Mia Mottley in Barbados, to discuss the necessity of moving away from political declarations, sloganeering, and motivating songs into concrete action towards realizing the long-held aspiration of strengthening Africa-Caribbean trade and investment ties. I left Barbados totally convinced that the key to unlocking that door, jammed for decades, had finally been found. And as I subsequently traveled, I engaged across CARICOM states, from Grenada to Guyana, St. Lucia to St. Kitts and Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda to the Bahamas, Belize to St. Vincent and Grenadines, and Jamaica to Suriname. I found replicas of the same key, all tuned to the same goal. That is why we've made so much progress within such a very short period. Your Excellencies, Honorable Prime Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in just over 3 years, our partnership has yielded tangible historical results. With Jamaica having signed the partnership agreement a few weeks ago, 13 of the 14 independent CARICOM member states are participating in the partnership agreement amongst themselves and between them and Afreximbank. 11 of these states have ratified the agreement, providing the bank a solid legal foundation to operate, support, and invest in their economies. This is not merely a bureaucratic milestone. It is a sovereign declaration that the CARICOM states see in Africa not just their past, but also their future. Besides, we've established a fully functional regional office in Barbados, staffed by committed professionals drawn from Africa and this region, and implementing a growing pipeline of deals. But we did not stop there. We are building the Afreximbank Africa Trade Center in Bridgetown, an almost $200 million architectural symbol of the bank's deep and unshakable commitment to the Caribbean. With twin towers, this center would host innovation labs, digital trade platforms, SME incubation center, a world-class hotel, as well as conferencing and training facilities. All designed to make the center a hub for Africa-Caribbean trade and investments, bridging the information and financing gap that currently stand in the way we do business. So in less than 3 years from now, Afreximbank flag will be hoisted high above the skies of Barbados and the Caribbean. Reminding us of our beloved Pan-African brave heroes, Marcus Garvey, Kwame Nkrumah, Bob Marley, and the clarion call in our anthem that we must fight for the now and posterity. These notable steps are yielding significant results that touch the lives of our people in various ways. To date, our approved financing limit to the Caribbean has increased to $3 billion following the recent accession of Jamaica to the partnership agreement. This in the pipeline presently amount to over $2.5 billion across various strategic sectors. And we have approved already slightly over $700 million in just 2 years. Here in Grenada, we are co-financing a world-class tertiary hospital, estimated at the cost of about $250 million. Which we hope will convert the country into a regional hub for medical tourism. Also in Grenada, we are also financing investments by Orascom Group in the luxury tourism, directly boosting Africa-Caribbean investments while supporting improvements in tourism infrastructure in the country.